Last week was quite a week, and this week, for those of you that listen to these updates, you probably have to wonder, is he even telling the truth? I think I would be at times, and the blessings of God are just so incredible here. But with the Castners getting ready to move here to the country of Botswana to help us, and I say help us, they're going to have their own ministry, obviously, but we'll be able to work in tandem at times. We're looking forward to that. I wanted to be able to put Gary in touch with a new group of people, not just work with the folks that I'm already working with. And so I began to brainstorm some ideas. I had some ideas of ways to reach out and get some new people I wanted to try. But before I did that, I took one step. There was one village that I wanted to try out. It's not too far, about 15K outside of town, headed towards Zimbabwe. Matsalagedi, pretty close anyway. Not quite, but pretty close. We went out there, and I went out, another man from America who dropped in on us for 90 days as a house guest, and then one of our men. And we went out door to door and just started talking to a few folks down one dusty road. And we met folks just one after another. We had about 10, 12 people wanted to do Bible studies. So we set up to go back today, 1 week later. Showed up this morning, and underneath the tree, we wound up with 12 people sitting there hearing the Word of God. One of our men doing the Bible study and teaching in Botswana, and the folks just really open and interested. The lady who invited us to her plot and gave us permission to use it, her name's Elizabeth. She started off saying she was right with God, keeping the law, good woman, etc. By the time he got finished with that first Bible study, she was saying, I can't keep the law. What do I do now? And you've got to have an answer. Tell me what to do. And we left her at that. You may say that's cold-hearted. I say that's biblical wisdom, because she needs to understand the seriousness of her sin and have a serious interest in God's answer, which we plan to take to her next week. But just had a great time with her. Then we left there, and two of the other men that were with us had been out and met another lady, and so we went down to talk with her in another part of that road, on the other end of the road, and began to talk to her and then a number of other ladies. And before we were finished, we had a group of about 10 ladies who again want to do a Bible study, and we're set up with them next week as well. So we've got two groups now going in this village. Honestly, I've not seen any village like this in Botswana where the interest level is so high. It really is incredible. We'll see how it all pans out, but it's going to be a great place for Gary to start. So we made our way over. We met the chief, got permission to be able to work in the village, and the village is huge. We haven't even begun to touch the hem of the garment in this village. So you pray for this village. Pray for the Castners. They're moving here in 2 weeks, and we'll get him set up. He's going to be busier than a one-armed paper hanger, as they say, and he is going to be extremely busy out in that village. Literally could bury his life right there, working with folks for the next year or so. Incredible opportunities here. But we're praying for God to give us some men. And in this Bible study this morning that we did, there was one young man who sat in with us with a real interest. He seemed a hungry heart. And as we challenged him about taking the gospel to his people, he seemed to have a real interest in that. So you pray for him. Pray for these folks that we're meeting with. Pray for this village. Pray for these open doors. Just an incredible opportunity. And unfortunately, all those great ideas I had of reaching people, I've got to lay aside for right now, because we've got more than we can handle, quite honestly. So thanks so much for supporting us, for being a part of this. It's an incredible opportunity. God bless you.